Hello, and thank you for joining me, viewers. Thank you for liking and subscribing to my channel and for following me on Twitter and Facebook. And I hope you are finding these videos and readings relevant. I am enjoying reading your comments. So please do let me know by commenting and telling me of your experience or your story. Now, I'd just like to clarify that my readings are for the general collective, so they may not relate to everybody, but today I have a special reading that I would like to do. It is basically what I would like to call a astrological frequency update, because it is quite an exciting week this week. So I'll get started, and I am going to be focusing for all the collective that are watching. So it's a general reading for everyone, for all signs, and is relevant to all signs. And it is just a bit of an update of some of the aspects and energies that are affecting us through this week. So from the 17th to the 22nd of December is quite a significant magical time, I suppose you could call it. So now I would like to ask my guides to accompany me in sharing the message of the cards that I will now shuffle. These are quite big cards, so they are shuffled a bit differently. And the main focus of these cards is about our well-being and self-worth and what we can experience out of these energies this week that is taking us into the end of the year, which is usually a hectic time for a lot of people. So I thought this would help to put some people's hearts and minds at rest. So I'm going to do the pyramid spread. So, angels and guides, stay with me through this reading. I'm going to pick 3 cards. See what messages they have. So we have the base and the sides of the pyramid. Now, first card is Justice. Now this is the base of our pyramid, and it's a wonderful energy. It's a very Libran energy there. It's also justice, and it is also balancing your energies. And in the near future we have the Lovers, showing us that there are fresh choices and to embrace the beautiful energy that is coming to us all this week. And in the distant future we have the Moon, which is very interesting because we do have the full moon in Cancer on the 22nd of December. So the Moon is representing the culmination of all that you have been working towards over the last few months and all the effort and time that you have put in. So as we draw closer to the end of our annual trip around our glorious sun, the life-giving energy of the sun, I would like to celebrate the December solstice, actually. So the December solstice is at this time of year is known as the winter solstice in the northern hemisphere and the summer solstice in the southern hemisphere. And it's also known as the midnight sun or the polar night. Now, the interesting thing about the sun at this time of year is that it is directly over the Tropic of Capricorn in the southern hemisphere. So, where is the Tropic of Capricorn? It is in Queensland, in Australia. Well, it's in other countries too because it runs around our planet. But in Australia, it's around about where a lovely little place called Rockhampton is situated in mid-north Queensland, because Queensland's quite a big state. So yeah, that is the Tropic of Capricorn, and it continues to run across and through to Western Australia and so forth through South Africa and the rest of the planet. Now, the December solstice occurs when the sun reaches its most southerly declination. So it's when the North Pole is tilted the furthest away from the sun. So now all of you in the southern hemisphere will have the longest day of the year, which means those who are south of the Antarctic Circle towards the South Pole will have the midnight sun. So there'll be 24 hours of daylight basically, and the longest day of the year, which we really feel here in Australia because boy, it can get hot at this time of year. So the other thing with the solstice is astrologically it has been known to be the first day of summer for the southern hemisphere and the first day of winter for the northern hemisphere. So those of you in the northern hemisphere, the December solstice marks the exact opposite. So the day of the year which has the fewest hours of daylight, the shortest day of the year. And north of the Arctic Circle towards the North Pole, there is a direct sunlight. There's no direct sunlight at all, sorry. And so that is called the polar night. So it is a very interesting time of the year at this time of year, especially with some of our astrological energies that are going on as well. So we will get to that. I will just continue reading. I just wanted to explain to you what the solstice represents and how it affects the two different hemispheres. So, for example, the solstice this year will be happening on the 22nd of December at 9:22 a.m. Australian Eastern Daylight Saving Time. So it will be directly over the top of the Tropic of Capricorn. Now, what we also have going on from the 16th to 17th of December is the lovely Venus influence. And boy, haven't we been waiting a long time for Venus to actually, you know, move in a more harmonious direction, and it is, because it's coming out of it's going through Scorpio at the moment. So that in itself is a very deep, intense kind of feeling and energy that we have. So you know, for those of you that are making a choice in love, you're not going to be making it lightly. It is a very deep, thought through decision, and you in a way won't move on it real quick, because you really want to make sure that you're making the right decision. So Venus, as we know, is the planet of love, and she is associated with beauty and abundance, and it rules and governs what we love and what we value. Venus, it represents your personal magnetism. It is also your self-care, and it governs your money and rules your wealth. So there's so many areas of your life that are affected by the Venus transit. Now, transiting Venus will be sextiling Saturn from the 16th, 17th and 18th are the most potent times. So in that time you'll want to feel loved and valued, and you are interested in the serious, deep, meaningful part of love and value. And for couples, or if you're married, you'll be looking for reassurance and acknowledged commitment, which is being shown here with the Justice card. So marriage at this time is favourable. So if you're getting married, congratulations. And you will also want to make the other person happy. So anyone in a coupled relationship that may have had some difficulties over the last few months with that Venus retrograde causing a little bit of havoc for some people, and uprooting everything, turning everything on its head, well, we're in karma elements now, and karma frequencies are affecting us, so it will be a much more happy association, I feel. For those of you that are single, it is also a great news, because it is a good time for new relationships or for a new love interest presenting themselves. So, you know, get yourself out there, socialising. Being a hermit at the moment isn't going to be the way, really. You need to, you know, be out there bumping into people. Well, maybe not literally, but you know what I mean. Yeah, so, but you know, you won't be interested in a quick fling through this time. So you're looking for something more serious, and you probably will attract a more serious type who is interested in a long-term commitment. And with that, because of the influence of Saturn, because Saturn represents the law of karma, and he is the authority planet in a way. He sort of makes sure people stick to the rules kind of energy. So you will be practical, even though love is important to you, and you are, you know, feeling of giving and receiving love is what the energy is that's around over this next week or so. You still will want to use common sense. But it is a wonderful time. If there's been any conflict for relationships at the moment, it is a wonderful time to resolve any of those things. And and also there is a element of finding a truce with the energy from Venus sextile Saturn. So it really has also a good influence on business, which again the Justice card represents business and any deals that need to be balanced. And it is a good time to pay off your debt, and any creative energies can be put to really good use at this time. So I do feel that you will be feeling more creative and getting some of those creative jobs around the home done, as well as creating new ideas, whether it be in business or in relationship. So lovely energies there from Venus sextile Saturn. Now also on the 17th and 18th, it's a quite a significant and power-packed time really this week, because we also have Mars sextiling Pluto. Now it is a power-packed energy and it will help you achieve your objectives and your passionate desires. So passion is coming in, as well as this lovely energy of feeling of love and valued. So relationships will be under a very passionate kind of loving energy. So when you love something or someone, you love it with a passion, which I think we all need a bit of that, don't we? So yeah, and it also affects your primal instincts and your goals, and the energy that you put into achieving your goals is also quite intense, because Pluto is a very intense planet and Mars is let's go get it and nobody stand in my way. And so if you're got any projects that you need to tackle that were too difficult before, then you'll find that you'll be able to get that done. So yeah, it'll seem it's not as difficult as what you thought it was. Yeah, so okay, so I'm just hearing this, that it's also an excellent time for taking lead. And if you need to make a good impression on any authority, which is represented by the Justice card, can you see that? I'm not sure whether or not you can see that, but that's the Justice card. That also represents authority. So if you need to make any good impression, it's also a good time for doing that. Again, as I said, with this energy around, you will be feeling attraction to your object of love, and that attraction will be felt in return. So it's a case of loving and being loved in return, really. And but just remember to, you know, go easy on people, because they may have a little bit of trouble trying to keep up with you. So, you know, remember to have patience, and you, depending on what sign you are, of course, to how passionate you are and how forceful you are and determined to get that goal. You know, someone may be not moving as fast as what you'd like, but that's okay. You know, give them a little bit of a break. So, because this isn't the Mars sextile Pluto energy of that transit, isn't necessarily a aggressive energy, but that's not to say that you won't fight the good fight if anybody tries to aggravate you or if you feel threatened. But you can trust your instincts because they're very... I do feel here that for some of you there is a three-way choice to be made. So there's two, whether it's business or possessions or a relationship, there is some sort of sacrifice or choice that needs to be made. Now, as I said, the solstice is on the 22nd of December, Australian Eastern Daylight Saving Time, and that is a wonderful time for embracing some of the traditional rituals that are known for the summer solstice and for the winter solstice in the northern hemisphere. But in the southern hemisphere, the summer solstice does have rituals that through the ancestral background of it, is, you know, bonfires and things like that. But unfortunately in Australia it will probably be incredibly hot and we will have a total fire ban. So no bonfires for us down under. We'll have to wait for the winter solstice and we can have it then. So yeah, also on the 22nd of December is the full moon in Cancer. So the full moon in Cancer is at 0.44 degrees of Cancer. So this full moon is about excitement. It has positive energies around it for change, for surprises, and it is sextiling Uranus, actually, which is a nice energy, but that's what brings the surprises with it. So it will help a great deal for moving out of the anger and hostility of recent weeks. Yes, and I can hear the collective relief. It's like, oh, thank goodness for that. So remember, this is a wonderful time on the 22nd of December to do your creative visualizations and to help manifest for the future. Because another aspect from Venus is also Venus trining Neptune. So that's the 21st to 22nd of December too. So that correlates very well with our full moon in Cancer. So remembering that Neptune does dissolve that which is not needed. So if there's any relationship that has run its course, it will dissolve at this time, or it's very possible that it can dissolve at this time. Though with the Venus sextile Saturn transit, it's not usually likely at this time, but there is an element of that. Because the Venus trine Neptune element is bringing a very romantic feeling, and that feeling of magic. And romantic interludes are quite pleasant and wonderful for creative visualizing and for creativity in general. So any of you people that are more involved with the creative side of yourselves, this week will be a wonderful time for doing that. And it's also a great time for visualizing what you would like to manifest into your life in a physical form. And compassion and tenderness are also signified around this time, which bodes well with our full moon in Cancer, because that is a time where you can follow your intuition, be open-minded about things. Don't shrug off any unexpected opportunities that may present themselves. It may be new people, it might be new attitudes, it could lead to a pleasant surprise in your career, for example, or finances and your love life. So it's all making for a very pleasant Christmas, viewers. So I am quite excited for you all and myself, because this is affecting everybody, and I really did feel quite strongly that I wanted to do this update to bring you all up to speed of where we are with it. So it is going to be quite a lovely Christmas, and I think that one of the things that the energies that are around us that are pertaining to the most is a stronger development in our psychic areas of our evolution and awareness of that more now, and our spiritual development as well, which are all a part of the spiritual development, whether it's your intuition being more heightened or your dreams being more vivid. You know, it is a good time to take note of your dreams at this time of year. For December 2018, and yeah, so it is, to me, probably one of the most magical times for the year of 2018, which I know myself, as well as what you all would know, it has been a challenging, tough year, and we've had a lot thrown at us, and I think we will be feeling through this week and taking us into Christmas and onto New Year. And Happy New Year, everybody, once we get to December the 31st. I do feel we will be relieved, and we will be seeing the fruit of our labour and the fruit of our effort and energy, and how much it took to get us here. So now I would like to call upon the angels to come into our reading and to give us a clarification message, and I will be using the angel cards to do that. So angels, please join us in this reading and clarify our solstice full moon reading for the 22nd of December. And there we go. And we have Melina. Can you see that there? Do let me know if you can see the cards. There we go. So you have been confused and indecisive because you do not have enough information. Do research and seek expert advice before making a decision. Okay, so I do feel that is a bit of a Neptune-y message, because Neptune does pertain to confusion and a bit of fog. So, you know, if you are feeling doubt, do some research, Melina is suggesting. And do make sure that you have all the information about whatever it is that you are going into, and who you're getting involved with could be, I'm being told here as well. So with our solstice full moon reading for the 22nd of December and for the week of the 16th to the 22nd, the energies from that will last further along as well. It's just that these are the energies that are affecting us at this time through this week that are making us make the decisions and choices for our future, because the future does look quite bright. So I will get another clarifying card. So I will ask again for the angels to help clarify the overall reading. Ooh, lots of clarification there. We've got 4 cards. Okay. All right. Let's see what they all say. So we have Grace and Antoinette. So to help heal this situation, see the others from a point of view of compassion, which is one of the elements that are coming to you from the Venus transits at the moment, as well as the full moon in Cancer. There is a very compassionate side to that as well. Okay, what was the second one? Okay, so that is represented by Isabella, and Angel Isabella is letting you know that it is a yes and the timing is right for a new venture, a happy outcome which follows your positive expectations. Okay, so out of the confusion, where you do have to do some research, you will help with your compassion to help heal the situation or heal another. And yes, the timing is right for that, and a happy outcome will come of it. And then we also have Zana. Now, the angel Zana is saying you are protected from all types of harm. The worst is now behind you. I ask you to relax and feel safe. So that's a lovely message there for you from all the angels. They're saying to me that to get back to our true nature and be with nature. So as much as you can enjoy being out in nature, it is, you know, take your shoes off, walk in the grass, feel the sand under your feet, get into the ocean and feel the cleansing of the ocean. For those of us in the southern hemisphere having summer, maybe a little bit more difficult for some of those in the northern hemisphere, but you can hopefully get out and play in the snow, or, you know, enjoy the coolness of winter, depending on where you are, and see the beauty and the changing of the season. Now, for the pinnacle of our pyramid reading, I would like to ask the runes for messages for us for the solstice December 2018 full moon in Cancer. Lovely. Breakthrough is represented by daggers or daggers. Beautiful, beautiful rune. It's telling us that it is about prosperity and fruitfulness. is the easiest way to explain that, really. And we also have with answers, that is also the message from that is showing us that it's the divine source energy that we are feeling and that we are experiencing and working with to our best ability. And it also wants to get everybody communicating a bit better, because I don't feel that communication has been great for a while, and getting to communicate and tuning in, basically, you know, like getting our antennas working is one of the messages I'm getting from it. And it is the bringer of all benefits to mankind, really, is ANZUS. And with daggers, the message there is really connected to, as I said, you know, prosperity and fruitfulness and sharing, which really does pertain to the energies of Christmas, doesn't it? I mean, gift giving, giving thanks for our blessings through the year. You know, that is a very fruitful energy around at Christmas time. So through all these energies here that have been showing in this reading, there is transformation, and it's like we've been initiated through 2018. There seems to be that kind of energy of initiation, and self-change. Yeah, daggers symbolises that because the timing is right, the outcome is assured. Even if from this vantage point it's not visible. That's the energy of daggers. So thank you very much for joining me. I hope you've enjoyed your reading as much as I've enjoyed doing it. It's been a very interesting spread, really, for me just as much as for you. So please do subscribe if you like my videos, and like and share my videos. That would be really awesome. And do have a very happy festive season and New Year's as well. I will be doing more videos very soon, actually, because the new year is coming up. So this energy that we are getting from the solstice and the full moon and the Venus, Mars, Saturn and Neptune influences and that of Pluto are all taking us in that direction of enlightenment and transformation, as well as giving us the reward for all the effort that we put in, because we know how hard we all work and how much we try to get through this modern world that sometimes is quite baffling, even though it's got a lot more ability to have technology at our fingertips. Sometimes we can be more confused than ever, and that brings us back to, we've got to get back in touch with our intuition and listen to our higher voices, listen to our messages, and use common sense and keep the balance within. After all, we are not human beings having a spiritual experience, we are spiritual beings having a human experience. And with that comes the feeling sometimes that we are humans doing, not humans being. And it's that time and energy, especially in this part of December in 2018, where we can take a collective breath and feel that vibrational energy that is lifting us out of some of the struggle and turmoil that we've had to contend with through 2018, the pressures that were put on. So it is a very gentle, loving, compassionate, kind, go-get kind of influence that is affecting all of us now. So thank you very much for watching. Please follow me on Facebook and Twitter. That way I can keep you up to date with the latest messages and signs that I receive. So again, look forward to talking to you in the new year. Looking forward to the new year also. Namaste.